So now, going by your other videos, you now know how to add an item for sale, and now you know how to add an item on auction. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you how to do is now I'm going to show you how to edit your front page. Pardon me. Now, the best thing about Elementor is that the way you edit your front page is going to be the same way you edit your shop, your contact, your Munster auction, your Margate auction, even your favorites page. Okay, so Elementor is the same all the way around. So I'm going to show you the standard way to get to how. Sorry, I'm going to show you the standard way to access Elementor, but then I'm also going to show you how my favorite way is to access Elementor. Right, so what we're going to do is you're going to come into the back end here, and you're going to go, as again, you've logged in, you'll be presented with your dashboard. You're going to come and go to pages, and then these are all your pages. Now, you'll know which is your front page because you see this is your title page, but it also lets you, WordPress lets you know because we've assigned that page to WordPress. Well, sorry, we've told WordPress to assign that page to be your front page. So now we can quickly just hover over and you see edit with Elementor, where we could right click and open in a new tab. While it's loading, we could also go edit, okay, and then we can click the big blue button in the middle of the screen and go edit. The way I prefer to do it is that when I log in, I always have the dashboard open in the left tab, and then I always have the front end open in the right tab. So I've always got two tabs. So the way I like to do it is that I like to hover over edit with Elementor, right click and open in a new tab. That's the way I prefer to do it, but everybody's a little bit different. So now if we click here, this is, as you can see, this is already loaded. We'll just remove this from here to make it a bit bigger. I'll come back to what this is. Okay, so this is your header here. If you wanted to edit it, you could just click it there, and then it would allow you to edit the header. And then when you're finished, you can update it down by the bottom here, and then you can click here, click where my little finger is now on the cursor, and it would bring you back to edit the front page again. So now in the group chat, we've had obviously gone backwards and forwards regarding the banner. And now you'll see why that we couldn't just use the banner that was sent through, is because if we click on the row here, which is your purple section, we go style here, there's the image there. This container here and this wording is all built separately. So now this section here, auction and sales, where everyone is a winner, that is actually being able to be indexed with Google now. So when Google types on, when Google crawlers start coming to the website, they will see these sections here, pristine, auction and sales, where everyone is a winner, as the HTML tag. So where everyone is a winner is set as heading 2. Prestige is set as heading 1. Auction and sales is set as heading 1. So now we've told Google that those are important elements. So that is why we had to build the banner like this. So very simple to change because the way it is, and I'll come back to how to change it now, but to give you a bit more of explanation, this is what we call a row. Okay, if we scroll down a bit, you'll see it's exactly the same. We can move it around. This is a column. So now this is, you see, this is a column here, and this is a column here. But what makes it different is that this is another column here, which I could actually just move around like this, just by clicking and dragging on it. And then if we click in the middle here, this shows us a widget called Edit Image. If we click here, this shows us a widget called Edit Heading. This widget here is Edit Text Editor. So they're all exactly the same, but the widget's a little bit different. So this one here is a heading. This one here is a heading. This one here is a heading also. This is a heading, so we're telling Google that it's important. And then they're also doing a text editor where we're telling Google that this is the standard text that they need to index. Okay, if we scroll down a bit down here, this is again another row, but it's a full width row, so it's the same style row as the banner. But what we'll do is we'll click on our items on auction. As you can see, it's a header. We've marked it as a heading 2. So prestige auction, auction and sales is still number 1. Now this is what we're going to tell Google is also important, but number 2. So as you can see, there is our item that we added in the previous video. And these are the other auction items where we can go auction, as you can see, auction finished, and then we can go this item here. So now if we click on it, which I always like to click on the pencil in the top right hand corner for this widget, right? You can see we've got 4 columns, so we can change that to 3 columns if we wanted to, which would just put the 5 items. It'll put this left item here underneath, makes the image a bit bigger. I kind of like to keep them like small and neat. If we scroll down to query here, we can scroll down now. We can choose by date, sort by date, random, title. So we would probably want these as random, so that every auction item comes up. So it's not going by the date. There we go, random. As you can see, it's been changed. Right, showing all products. Hide out of stock, hide free products. We can go on sale or featured. So there we go. So like for example, those auction ones, there we go. So we hide these, sorry, go back to it. There we go, and your item, the auction items will be back there. All right. So as you can see, individual individual toggles have different function for elements of that product. If you wanted to sort it by ascending order, which will be Z to A, then you can do that, or descending, which would be A to Z. All right. Okay, and that is how, as you can see here, we've got terms, we've got the items here. So we've told it needs to only show online auctions, but now we've got 2 other categories. So now let's type in Margate and Munster. There we go. Now the limit, we've got it set as 8. Okay, so now let's change that to 4, because then what's going to happen is because it's only going to show 4 images. Okay, it makes it look a little bit neater, and we don't have that one underneath with empty space there. That is how you would edit your online, well, your product section there. Now, if we scroll, we're going to skip this section. I'll come back to it because I want to stay onto the shop, the product items. This is the same row. As you can see, it's a heading. If we scroll down here, this is this is your for sale section, which is your online store. And as you can see here, we've got the product category is sales. We've got the item limit to 4. If we wanted to increase that, let's say to 8, and then it will show 8. It will show 2 rows. There we go, just like that. All right. So remember, all of these extra JavaScripts and images and all of that does take a toll on loading time. So that's why I try to keep it like 1 line, which will be 4. All right. So, and effectively, if we go to style here, we can change the style of the image. We could put a border radius on it. That really kind of only works if you've got a colored image. We got the title. We could change the color of the title. I left it to the black. We expert, that will be the little write-up underneath, which we're not using. The review, which will be active, which will come up as stars. We've got the price here. So we've got the sale price in blue, which is the color. If we wanted the regular price, we could make it red or just make it black, just like that. So now when that item is not on sale, it will that 101,000 Rand will actually be in black. Then we've got the button. So if we scroll over, we can see add to button. So now we've got the background, which is blue. If we go to the hover, you see the background is white. So that gives us our little effect that we've got. We've got the badge. I've also made blue. We could make the text color red if we wanted, as you can see, or black, or whatever you wanted. All right, so now the way I've done this is exactly the same way as up here. The difference is that unfortunately, when we go to the layout, the pricing, right, we obviously can't see the pricing because, well, we can see what it was sold for, but we can't actually see the sale price because it's, well, it won't show us the sale price because it's on auction. All right. So now coming back to, now I know we've jumped around a bit, but I've tried to keep section for section. But if we come back to this section where it says things to do, things to know, this is what we call an accordion, right? So as you can see here, it's just opens it up like that. Frequently asked questions. So now, as you can see on the right, on the left-hand side, we're going to go terms and conditions. And there is our title. So we're going to write just hello there. And as you can see here, it says hello, just there. So as you can see, as you type, it changes it live for you. So now if we want to go add another button here and go, hello guys, I hope you are well. Excuse my spelling error there. As you can see, it puts it in for you straight away. Right. So now let's just go and delete that. As you can see, it's very simple to do that. Right. You can make this a little bit wider if you need to. And that is how you'd add an item to this section. If you wanted to add something to collections, career delivery, same thing. You can say goodbye, for instance. And as you can see, it says goodbye. Same thing. It's got a little Word document there. If you want into bullet points, they're different, but I would advise you not to center or align anything. The reason is because if we're to come back to and go to style, okay, and we go content, okay, if we do any of those other features in the text editor, like the alignment or anything, it actually throws out the style in here. You see, so if we're to change the coloring, it would affect the coloring of the word, and it would just, the codes would conflict. So try to actually keep everything. So do the writing on this section here. Do the writing here, but any styling like font, color of the wording, color of the bullet points, do it all in this section here. Okay, see alignment, you've got it. Okay, so that's what I would advise. If you'd like to do it your own way, it's up to you. All right, but that is how you'd edit this section. So now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, not so small. Okay, and I'm going to close this one, and now we're going to come to this image. So now all to do is you click on it, and you click on the image on the left hand side. You could choose another one, so let's choose this image for the tutorial and click select. As you can see, that image will appear just like that. If you wanted to change it to the lady having a cup of coffee, that's how you would do it. If you wanted to upload one, it's exactly the same as how you uploaded these items. You're going to go upload folder, upload files, select the files, and that's where you'll obviously then navigate through to the image that you want to upload, and you would upload it, and the image would change. So let's just put this image back to the original one. Okay, scroll up. So now I'm going to go back to our banner section here. Okay, so to get the color, as you can see, we've got a column, and we're going to go style. And now the column color, I've made a little bit transparent so you can see the image. And all I did was drag in this section here. You see, just like that. If you don't want it to be so dark, you could make it a bit like that. I had it set to a lot darker. All right, and then to add the change in the change of the colors here, the change of the word in here, again, is as you saw down below, you would just type in any wording that you would like, and it will appear. If you wanted to change the size of it, say you want to make it a bit bigger, you would go to style, and you would go typography, and then there is your size in there. So you make it a little bit bigger if you want, just like that. Okay, I think we had it on 80, so there we go. There is your lightness of it. If you want, you can make it black. You can make it extra bold. You can make it thin if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. We had it as light, just like that. Right, you can change it to uppercase. So if we look at the content's got capital P, but everything else is lowercase. But on the website, everything's in uppercase. So if we go to typography, see, I've got transformation as uppercase. So I can go capitalize, which means if there was another word, it would automatically put auction as a capital A. If we wanted to, I could make everything, lowercase I meant to click, as you can see, or default. Default will elapse to whatever is put here, just like that. Okay. Let's put this back to uppercase. So if you wanted to change any of those settings, that's not a problem. You can all do it there. But that is how you'd edit your front page. It's very self-explanatory. Once you get used to doing it with Elementor, every other page is exactly the same. If you wanted to check what it would look like on the mobile, all you do is at the bottom here, you've got responsive mode here. Then you'd click at the top here and go mobile. Now, 80% of the time, whatever changes you make here will not affect the desktop, but you've also got to check that. Some widgets that we use, it doesn't know the difference. So for example, let's just use this heading here. If you look here on the side, it's got mobile portrait. Not on this one, but on other ones, other widgets, it might be that when we change this to be like that, and then say it's on 92 and we go to the to the desktop version, it still keeps it at 92. So whatever changes you make on your mobile version, just double check, flick back into desktop mode before you click update at the bottom here to make sure that it hasn't affected anything. The moment that you click update, you might, depending on, it all depends now on your browser caching on your phone, but normally you can, my one updates within 5 minutes on my phone. So it all depends on how long your device takes to clear the cache or clear the history, or you could clear the history manually on your device. But yeah, the moment that you hit update here, like I've just done now, the changes on the website have been made. Alright, but that is how you'd edit your front page, add an item on auction, add an item for sale, and navigate the dashboard. If there are any other questions, you are more than welcome to get hold of me and let me know what they are. And if I can assist, I will gladly do so. Take care.